Hey everyone, it's Kong again with another challenge battle clear. This time it's challenge number 2 for this event, Shadow of the Heart. So this is another puzzly map with a set team. You can see Altina has this skill that recruits golems to your team. And this boss, Rean, automatically goes into permanent ogre state when he gets below 40% hit points. And he also has this passive that reduces his cooldowns if he hits 3 of you with an AoE. So there's RNG in this battle for sure, so even though I'm doing this without using my clock, things might not work out the same way for you. Golems might spawn differently, Rean might screw you over, or your Almeida might inflict different debuffs on the boss. So you might not be able to copy this move for move, and you might not want to depending on how this turns out. But the general principles are what matter. I like to grab this healing golem at the bottom first, just because it lets us bait out Rean's big AoEs and then get rid of the debuffs right away. We do want to try to stay spread out as much as we can to prevent Rean from getting his big AoEs charged back up too quickly. Basically, any turn that Rean has to melee a single target is a big win for us. So once we get him under 40%, that's when he becomes significantly more dangerous, and at that point we want to try to blitz him down. So just as a general approach when you're dealing with one of these puzzly maps, there's usually a key gimmick or mechanic that you need to be aware of. The best way to identify that is usually to look for suspicious skills and buffs, things like that, anything that's different from what it should be. And in this case, we have those two important ones. Altina's skill that lets her recruit golems. So this lets us use these golem self-destruct powers against Rean. It also prevents us from having to kill the golems, which would buff Rean. And of course, the second kind of key difference is those two skills of Rean's that I talked about earlier. So normal Rean doesn't get to do those things, so that's an important clue that they're things that we're either going to have to work around or take advantage of. I'm hiding Matthew off to the side here. I find he's oddly weak in this fight. So he doesn't really do too much damage and he's pretty squishy. I think he was probably placed here to give us another option to push enemies around if you're playing a positional game. Like if you're trying to shuffle golems around, or if you're trying to pin Rean down with one of the golem skills and then shuffle him away from your team so you don't have to worry about getting hit by a big AoE. In contrast with Matthew, Grenier's actually really useful in this fight. He's very tanky. He distracts, like he soaks up these normal golem hits, and he gets some pretty good damage on the boss. He has high attack and he has that barb. Okay, so we've cleansed all of our negative effects now, so we don't need to worry about the burn effect from Rean's 3C. He still does have another AoE ready. And he's not really close to 40%, so we're not going to dive all in on him quite yet. I do like to try to keep this silence golem alive until really as close to the end of the fight, or as close to getting Rean into ogre mode as possible, because you can kind of take advantage of Altina's cooldown and then the spawn pattern of the golems to try to get 2 silence golems back to back, which really makes Rean kind of not as threatening, or it neutralizes the big AoE potential that he has in ogre mode. So again, I'm just kind of trying to figure out a nice, cozy, safe place to keep Matthew out of range of any attacks. We'll take this last AoE, and we should have a couple turns of grace period now. So there's another healing golem down here. Now we have 3 golems on the field, so that should pause the golems respawning for now. I'm going to try to get some damage off while we do have this silence golem around. But I'm gonna try not to self-destruct him until we get Rean a little more hurt, because that will prompt another golem to spawn. So we'll just go down here and guard with Grenier. Keep everyone safe. And we'll heal up. And this golem should be able to survive another turn of his self-sabotage. If I just hang out. And I'll hang out up here. Just to get a free barb off on Rean. So I'm assuming the next golem is going to spawn down around this right side, just because of where the other ones spawned. So when I do pop this silence golem, I want Altina to be close enough that she can go and recruit the other one right away. So I'll have her attack first, just so that she can get her debuffs off. I think this guy should be able to survive another wait. Yeah, barely. And then we'll go Almeida before Grenier, just so she can potentially debuff the boss as well. And then we'll kind of see what kind of damage Grenier can put on. We may actually pop his ogre mode. Yeah, okay, he's in ogre mode now. He has no skills yet, but this is going to be the turn for our silence golem. He's going to die anyway. It's actually pretty good timing, because Rean's skills were just about to come back. So this guy is going to explode and give us one turn of grace where Rean can't do anything too dangerous. Again, I want to kind of keep Altina somewhat free and flexible to make sure she's ready for whenever that golem spawns, so I'm just going to slap some debuffs down here. Put some more damage on him. Get Grenier back up, as he's kind of single-handedly keeping our team alive right now. We'll see how well Matthew does with no skills. See, that's just tickling him with a feather duster. Okay, and Rean actually moved into a good position there for us. Assuming we're going to get a golem off to the right, we want to make sure that the golem can reach Rean with his next silence explosion too, right? So he can get... Let's see, this does 2 rings. So if I place him directly under Matthew, he will be able to silence Rean. So I'll go recruit him and do that right away, just to give us another turn of freedom from giant AoE moves. So get over here and explode right away. I'm sure you're happy to be on our team now. So we will heal up. We do need to be able to unload as much as possible here. I'm going to want to get my barb back up. So I'll get into position to protect Almeida. Get my barbs ready. Might as well put Matthew to use since his skills are cooled down. Let's see the difference in his damage here. Okay, about double damage. Doesn't really help his survivability though. He's going to be pretty toast if he has to take a hit next turn. So fortunately, Grenier's doing some chip damage on the enemy phase, and we should be able to hopefully finish Rean off this turn, especially if we get good debuffs from Almeida and Altina. So let's see. We're going to go all in at this point. 13,000 we need to do. That should be possible. Altina's going to debuff him. Let's see what we get from Almeida. Barely any damage. It's okay that she's dead, though. We're going to get chip damage from Grenier as well, remember. Oh, and that's going to kill him, actually. Okay, so there we go. That's challenge number 2. Not so much difficult as just really annoying. Like, you have to be really patient and play a careful positioning game to make sure you don't boost Rean's cooldowns too much. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully you can knock this one out and enjoy some extra controller points for your Gizarov unique. So take care, thanks for watching everyone, I'll catch you in the next one, happy Langrissing.